Hello, everyone. My name is Izzy, and this is Tim and Bailey. And together we are Onboard, a collaborative online whiteboard. So like I said, Onboard is a collaborative online space for coworkers and friends to generate ideas. And while the architecture behind Onboard is pretty complex, the idea for the user is pretty simple. You just sign up and go to any board of your choice, share the board with anyone you want to work with, and then you can immediately start collaborating with each other. And one of the best things about Onboard is that if you want to take a pause on your brainstorming and sort of come back to it later, you can close down the browser, close down your computer, and next time you come on, everything will still be there for you on the same board. But we thought we might show you a little demo about how it works, which has already started. Oh, God. So user 1 is on their own board from earlier, and user 2 is on a board cats. User 1 sees cats and decides to join them, their favorites. They start using the boards with some of the features, such as undo buttons, a palette. They can change the brushstroke sizes. And this is all happening in real time from two completely separate computers. They can even use post-its to leave each other messages. And eventually, user 2 decides to save the board to their favorites. And once they've had some fun drawing cats together, they eventually decide to clear the board for next time's use. So now I'm going to lead you on to Tim, who's going to tell you a little bit about how we built Onboard.
So I'm Tim 1 on this project. And I'm going to talk to you about our MVP, which is the minimum viable product. So it's sort of the core functionality of what we wanted to get going. We broke this down into 3 separate things. So we wanted, first of all, to just be able to draw on the page by yourself. Secondly, to be able to draw together with 2 people or more on the same drawing from different computers. And the third step was to make sure that it persists so that you could save it. So it was still there when you left the page and came back. The technology we used for drawing was a HTML canvas and pure JavaScript to draw it. So it was essentially, we used the JavaScript to track whether you're clicking and dragging, and it would draw as you do so. The sockets, something called a WebSocket, we used socket.io. It takes the information from the drawing as you're drawing it and sends it to all the other users who are currently viewing the page, so they get real-time updates of what's going on. And finally, we had a database set up so that anyone new who comes in can instantly get what's already been drawn on the page. So we used MongoDB, which meant we could update quick and easily. So this is a sort of an information flow chart of how it works. The user draws. Am I getting the echo again? No? The user draws, sends a signal to the WebSockets, which displays it on everyone else's screen, whoever's viewing the page. And while that's happening, it also goes to the database. So you've got a log of everything that's happened on the page. And once we had that, which took a few days, once we had that, that was our MVP. So we could go a bit mad on the features, such as post-its, for example. But incorporating features didn't come easily, and we ended up with quite a few struggles. And I'm going to pass to Bailey now, who's going to talk about that.
Thanks, Tim. So yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our struggles. We were a really ambitious group, and we had lots of things that we wanted to implement technically, which obviously came with it some problems and some things that we needed to overcome. Namely, how do WebSockets work? What are they? We'd never used them before. How to test whether a drawing actually shows up on the page. That's something we had to explore. And also things like creating post-it elements dynamically for the user when they clicked on the post-it pad on the app, which you'll see when you log in. All of these things we were managed to overcome, thankfully, via Google, basically. But our biggest struggle came on day 3. We had done our MVP, as Tim has taught you through. We were all really happy with it. We're jumping up and down. And we thought, great, now what we need to do is put it into production, get it on the internet so that 2 people on 2 separate laptops can use our app together. And we thought that would be a breeze. How wrong we were. This is like what we saw when we tried it. This was us. So yeah, it came online. There were page load issues. There was timeout issues. And there were also this like kind of bugs that we didn't anticipate. So this was a bug whereby if users tried to collaborate together, these strokes in between these kind of lines would appear. So it kind of became a spider drawing and really illegible, which wasn't what we wanted at all. So yeah, bugs. We came together as a team. We put all the bugs we could find on Post-it notes and put them on a big bug board. And that allowed us to work really systematically through them and come up with hypotheses as to why they were happening, which meant we could work as a team and get them done over the course of maybe about a day. And we learnt our lesson, which is deploy to production early so that you can actually iron out those bugs, and often. So as the project progressed, we deployed to production pretty much every day. I'm now going to hand you over to Tim, who's going to say about our successes.
Thank you, Bailey. So I'm going to talk about our successes, of which there were a lot. We had great agile communication. Sorry, is that better? We had great agile communication practices throughout, which meant we had a constant regime of stand-ups and retros, keeping in touch with each other emotionally and professionally twice a day, which was nice. We had incremental progress. You can see here in the top left that was our first kind of like step, which shows us drawing on the screen. And you can see our next user story, which was being able to draw with friends on a screen. So by deploying these in small steps, we managed to iron out all the bugs as we went. Kanban boards was something that we used a lot throughout. We managed to use this to make sure we only had like a very small number of features in progress at any one time. And it was also nice to have a physical whiteboard as well as a code whiteboard. We test drove the whole thing from start to finish. 50 plus tests, which was nice. So thank you all for listening. Onboard Live is now go, so if you want to get involved, get on there. No trolls, no haters. And I hope that you all get on board with Onboard. Thank you.